My name's Aaron Morgan, and I spent my internship in Alabama at Auburn University. Why Pinhead? I applied for the Pinhead Institute program because my brother was an intern and he spoke very highly of the program. I hoped to get a better idea of what I wanted to do in college and what my future career would be. And Pinhead is just a great experience. They send you anywhere you want to go or whatever you want to do, and it's just, I would do it all over again if I could. My Pinhead internship aligned perfectly with my letter of intent. I wanted to learn more about veterinary science. I thought that's something I might want to do in college. More about genetics, more the fancy side of agriculture, and then agriculture itself, just more of a special view of that. I was located at the Vaughn Large Animal Teaching Hospital at Auburn University, and I spent 6 weeks working with residency students and the professors on all sorts of cases. We had a lot of fun, got to work in the barns outside, very hands-on. My experience. We worked on all kinds of animal cases that were brought in for treatment from the community, so it was a very community-oriented college town. There was a lot of agriculture and farmers, and so they brought in cattle and alpacas and all sorts of stuff. I was broke up in 3 2-week sections, starting with the food animal barn. We saw any animals brought in that were in need of immediate treatment. We treated cattle, llamas, alpacas, some pot-bellied pigs even, if you can imagine, and some goats. The bottom picture on the left is of a calf that was stepped on by its mother when it was born, and it broke its leg, and the owner waited way too long and hoped it would heal itself, and we ended up having to do a very complicated surgery. And the one on the right with the big boar, well, he's not a boar anymore. So we used all sorts of equipment, anywhere from delicate veterinary supplies, such as bandaging and syringes, to squeeze chutes and hydraulic lift tables that would lift a 2,000-pound bull right off the ground like it was nothing. My next 2 weeks was in the epidemiology barn. Everything in there was based on the reproductive side of cattle. We learned about all sorts of diseases involving reproduction, and I got to even learn how to palpate cows, which is preg check, and it's an experience. Artificially inseminated cow, I got to watch that. It's quite a procedure, so I wasn't hands-on with that one. Judge a bull's productivity, and that's all sorts of measurements and close examinations, and then just some reproductive diseases. And the one on the left is me trying to deliver or pull a dead calf out of a fake mama. So that all that is just made up. It's a real cow pelvis, but I'd done some of that on the farm, so that was pretty cool. And then here on the right is me palpating a cow and tell you she wasn't thrilled. My final 2 weeks was spent in the ambulatory bay. This is probably the most exciting section because we got to go around to the farms and see the community and just be outside of the clinics and the barns. On the left, we were off to a place, and we saw these farmers selling watermelon out of the back of their truck, and so we just had to stop and get some watermelon. And then over here on the right, this is a horse that was severely foundered. He couldn't hardly walk. He had sores all over him from not being able to get up, and it was sad. We worked on him, and the main vet, said that the guy shouldn't take matters into his own hands, but 3 days he called us and said he put him down. So that was a sad part. A typical day in Auburn was a morning discussion before cases arrived. We just talk about more subject-related stuff out of books, and then we'd treat cases with an informal discussion, just kind of talking about what was going on and how we should handle it. Every once in a while, we get to watch a surgery, and that was really cool for me because that's something I'd never got to see before. When we discuss and practice procedures with professors' help, they had terminal animals, like ones that they couldn't fix or treat, and so they would do several practice surgeries on them and then just not wake them up. So that was quite a shock to me, but to realize how they learned how to do all the procedures. And then we'd just talk over the day's cases and comment on the progress that we made. In my opinion, I enjoyed every bit of my time in Auburn. It was great. I really enjoyed it. The people were amazing. I worked with so many different people, and I still remember them all. They were just great. Whoop. My overall Pinhead internship, it was just working with the animals. That was the best part. That's what I get to do at home, and that's what I'd like to do the rest of my life. I learned a lot about science. It's never ending, and Pinhead just helps you get there so much better. I highly recommend Pinhead internships to anyone who would apply. If I could, I would do it again. There's just endless opportunities. I'd just like to thank Sarah Holbrook and all the Pinhead representatives for everything they've done for all us interns. We couldn't have done it without you. I really appreciate it. I would like to thank Jim and Jackie Moran. I think I missed a slide. Oh, there we go. Living. That's a good part of this. It was very positive and comfortable. I got to stay with long-term Alabama residents, Jim and Jackie Moran. They were great. Their kids were grown up, but they were great. The second day that I was there, Jackie would take me to and from work. But the second day I was there, she broke her ankle. And so I get turned loose in this guy's truck in this big city. And I grew up in the middle of nowhere, not knowing how to drive in the city. And so I stuck to that GPS everywhere I went for the first week or two. After that, I got pretty brave and started going off. But it was just a blast. I really appreciate them. But yeah, just thank you to everyone that helped. And I just like to thank all the Auburn professors for all my endless questions. Thank you, guys.